So yesterday we went to the zoo. We had a good time, saw all the animals. I didn't show you guys all of them, but it was pretty smaller, a smaller zoo. So now we are out here in the Marin Headlands area, north of San Francisco, looking at the Golden Gate Bridge. Let's see if I can zoom in on this for you. Here's something kind of cool. It's called Battery Spencer. It looks like U.S. Army for coastal defense. Pretty cool. Looks like a ghost town. No, I'm just filming. I'm just filming. I'm not live. Well, you're out of the way. Okay. Old army buildings. Alright, someone moving in there. Pretty cool. Old iron door. Alright. Now we're gonna pause here for a moment and continue walking up this path to get a better view of the Golden Gate. Oh, this is interesting. This fence here is full of locks. All sorts of locks. Some socks, locks and socks, I'm guessing. Interesting. Like, so you gotta keep a keypad lock. That's funny. There's the Golden Gate. It's pretty cool. It's a good view up here. The lock thing is kind of funny to me. Some people dated theirs. All sorts of locks. All shapes, sizes, colors. Very cool. So here's Spencer Battery. You can see the gun emplacement ring right down there. The cutout in the wall. Pretty big gun for coastal defense. From here, I wonder what life was like here in World War II. If our people posted out this battery or not. Looks like some ammunition storage buildings. Probably some barracks over there on the far end. And who knows? Still, an interesting piece of American World War II history, I guess. Spencer Battery. Hey, so we decided to walk some streets of San Francisco. We made it through Chinatown. Now we're trying to find the curviest street in the world, Lombard Street. And we gotta walk up this giant hill to get there. Giant hill. Alright. Alright, we found it. We're at least at the bottom. People walking, people biking, people driving. It says do not enter. Alright. We made it to Ghirardelli, the original tire shop, 1852. This nice little square they got here. Very cool.
Sugar Shack.
Alright, we are on Fisherman's Wharf. A lot of interesting shops down here. Giant Ferris wheel in the distance. Pretty cool. Haven't been here in like forever. But here we are. Fisherman's Wharf. So we came to some sort of old like video game and amusement game store or museum, and we have this one. It says Song of the Prairie, and it says if you are easily offended, do not play this machine. I wonder what it does. Elephant seals. Pier 39, San Francisco. Let's get some better ones. There they are. Climbing in and show them making noises. Wish I could zoom in for you, but I can't. So we decided to take some time and go on the Blue and Gold Fleet tour of the bay, Golden Gate, Alcatraz. What else decided to take us past. So I'll be showing you things along the way. See you on that first one.
They seem large, but it wasn't always so obvious to find. As you look at the shore, let's listen to an archival interview with John Martini, a California historian.
For 200 years, Spanish ships have been sailing up and down the California coast, but they stayed so far off the coast none of them ever come close enough to see the entrance.
Light and Magic, the special effects company that made unforgettable films like Star Wars, the Indiana Jones series, and Pirates of the Caribbean. Let your eyes sweep across the bay. We are traveling back over 150 years ago, when San Francisco was a sleepy town on a beautiful bay in the middle of nowhere. Tried to get into this harbor. One historian estimated that over 700 ships piled up along the coast during the first 6 years of the gold rush. Now look ahead at the south or left end of the Golden Gate Bridge. Situated underneath that arch, you'll see a building. It may look small beside the bridge, but in its day, it was an impressive symbol of strength. It's all into an engineering challenge or political opposition. Encouraged by Strauss, the voters in the region approved the bridge. Construction began in 1933.
So we're on a ghost adventure tour, and the hotel behind us is the first thing they talk about. Apparently it's haunted. So Fatty Arbuckle, if you know what that is, he owns that hotel. Probably tried it in 1911.
Also designed the parking garage right under Union Square, funny enough, but quite a bit later. This was erected in 1928 and opened to the public in 1929. When it was first opened, it was actually opened as the largest medical building in the entire country. This was a focus on dentistry. So you can imagine how many dentists would have been shoved in there at a time. It's kind of crazy, but now it is mixed-use medical offices, but it is still all for medical purposes. And it's also lovingly known as the Temple of Doom. Kind of cliche, but we love it anyway. This was designed to be more of a Neo-Mayan style of the Art Deco period, where everything else was very Roman French. So it had this stark contrast compared to everything around it, which is exactly what's behind me. This beautiful facade here is actually the Tree of Life, which is meant to connect the world of the living to the world of the dead. Interesting choice for a medical building, certainly, but definitely a stunning feature. Now, I am going to tell you more about this building, but we are going to actually go across the street and check it out a little bit closer.
More hills on the this tour. Up we go.
This is nice and smooth.
It's not as steep as some of the other hills we were at today. And we're doing a ghost tour. And we're going up again.
Oh yeah.
Another hill.
Yeah, here's what Kitty Pie Mountain's in the middle. Crazy. It has no other kind of weather. But we do use streets. Because dotted all along pretty much the entire
Most haunted street.
There's a ghost trail to be told. We don't have all night, however, so don't worry, we won't be walking all of town. But a few blocks. Also, where the Magic Car paper cars happen, this is the color booth. Every single paper car that you've been seeing. So, this is the Magic Maker. Here's have a great view tonight for the Pier 9 of the Transamerica Pyramid. Nothing haunted yet about Transamerica Pyramid, but pretty crazy not to talk about since it is such a beautiful view. Originally a banking building that has been active up until basically now. It is now changed ownership because it's going to become housing. The reason why I say it's not haunted yet is we actually just unearthed a time capsule from underneath the building doing renovations that they'd completely forgotten about from when it was put up. So sometimes I unleash some weird stuff to see what happens. This used to actually be the tallest building in all of San Francisco up until very recently, now viewed out by the Salesforce building. If you saw that huge building with the big wraparound screen on top, that is now our tallest building. But still a worthy sight to be had. Now, did it?
Yeah.
It's all smooth sailing from here.
It looks like some sort of mansion.
Yeah, before I moved over there.
Let me guess, statue comes to life?
What was that?
Statue comes to life?
He does not. That is actually Mr. Tony Bennett back there behind me. He, rest in peace, does not haunt the Fairmont Hotel. But this is actually the location, as a fun fact, where he first ever released I Left My Heart in San Francisco. Played in the lobby while he played piano. So we love Tony, but no, he prefers New York even in the afterlife. We are at the Fairmont Hotel. Welcome to San Francisco's most expensive hotel, perhaps the Bay Area's most expensive hotel. This is known to be the creme de la creme of a hospitality stay. This was originally due to open in 1906. Another very important year for San Francisco. Does anyone know what happened in 1906?
Earthquake.
Earthquake. Now, the earthquake and subsequent fires took down essentially the entirety of Nob Hill and downtown area. Everything here was in ruin, except for the Fairmont Hotel. Now, the Fair sisters were wealthy daughters of a silver baron, and they wanted to open up something in their father's name. Being at the top of Nob Hill, or top of the mount, we have Fairmont, or Mountain of the Fair. People were already not very excited about this location opening up even before the earthquake happened. One, because it was just another kind of competition for a lot of these wealthy hotel owners. But two, it was actually the first project fully ran by women of the time. The Fair sisters made history by overseeing and managing a construction project of this volume. There was a lot of misogyny in 1906, so some people were very displeased to hear about this and already had a little bit of a vendetta against this space. When the earthquake hit, and this was the last thing in good standing, that really became a lot of rage. People that had lost everything were looking at the castle at the top of the hill, essentially. There was this just this icon of wealth and stature sitting here after everybody else had lost everything. On this side of the Mississippi River. That was an incredibly expensive feat, so I would say he met his goal. Brownstone, for those that don't know, was only able to be mined in New England and is extremely heavy. At that time, the only way to transfer was by train, which was a pretty new feat as well. So
Maybe it was because the giant.
It could have been. Oh, it could have been the giant dog.
I thought it was both man's game.
But usually dogs like want to meet other dogs, so that was weird.
Yeah.
There. Now, it seems a little strange. San Francisco is not known for its turtles by any means. It's not a big wildlife presence we have here.